found the Laid Off Lads podcast, where three average guys from Central Florida discuss anything but average topics and have all the time to do it.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Laid Off Lads podcast, episode 9, I believe. Hope you are enjoying the podcast thus far. As we shared last week, you can now hear us in your ears as well as see us on YouTube. For your ears, we are on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and Spotify. And with us, as always, we have Mr. Boyce and Mr. Ngari on the line with us. Boyce with a nice, fresh looking haircut.
He did. I was going to comment on that.
Yeah, it was long overdue. 4 months to the day. I came in, the woman had the little receipt where they track it, and they can tell when your last visit was. She goes, "Honey, it's been 4 months." I'm like, yeah, it's getting really bad. It was down to like past my nose.
I could have sworn you said that you were going to grow out your hair like Phil on a past pod, though.
Not like Phil. I can't pull that off. It got to the point, I was telling Ferris earlier, I got two parts in my hair. One of them goes to the side, like Ferris's hair does. But once it starts to go longer, it drifts towards the middle, and the part sort of becomes that middle thing. And that's where I was going to. And it was getting extreme. And every time I'd get out of the shower, I'd be part of the side and be down to like here. I'm like, dude, I look like 25-year-old Chris. I'm like, you can't do this, man. You can't regress back to the mid-90s with your hair. So Cameron's hair was in a horrible situation, too. I woke up one morning. It was a Saturday. And he goes, "Dad, today's haircut day." I'm like, "Man, it's Saturday. I'm going to get our haircuts today." He goes, "Dude, look at our hair." And I'm like, all right, that was enough for me.
Valid point.
When your 6-year-old son realizes that, dude, we're way overdue. I'm like, all right, get your shoes on. Let's go. And we did.
Shoes and mask. Let's go.
Yeah.
We had a nice conversation. I after my soccer game yesterday, I went to go get fit for a suit for one of my buddy's weddings, and went to Men's Warehouse, and you know it really sucked because my buddy put me in a bad position. He set up the meeting at 1 p.m. and my soccer game was at 11, so he didn't really give me the time or courtesy to go take a shower and go get fit for a suit. But regardless, this is about hair. I went in there, and the dude that's like measuring me had a beautiful set of locks. And I mean, I don't really say that much. And I was like heavily jealous. And we spent about 10 minutes just talking about hair, and like everyone else in the entire place is listening to us. And I'm just like, welcome to Men's Warehouse, where
Was it long like yours?
we talk about hair. Oh, it was way longer. He's like, I hadn't gotten a haircut since I was 5. And the guy had to been like in his 30s. He's like, yeah, I had dreadlocks. I don't know. He had it in lusciously lovely locks. I don't know. Then he pulled it out of his man bun for me. It was an experience.
So you've got some wave going on in yours that sort of makes it work. If I were to try to pull that off, it'd be straight as a ruler. So
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't know.
You would look goth as hell if you had like long hair, though.
I used to have that.
Straight as hell.
Black.
And with how dark your hair is, you throw a little like black eyeshadow on, and you would be goth as hell walking down the street.
Back in my
You
9-inch
nice-
nail days in the 90s.
Exactly.
that
Get
would've
you
been-
a nice black trench coat.
Yeah.
It's all you, brother.
I'll think about it.
Mhm.
Phil just has, I don't know. Guess your hair is Italian? I mean, you are Italian, but
Yeah, it looks
I don't know.
do you have like Italian long hair? That's like greased
I don't
back?
know.
Ciao.
No, I mean,
Everywhere
my
he
sister
goes.
has
Ciao.
great hair.
Do you ever
I
say
mean,
ciao?
No, I say bada bing, bada boom a lot.
So you're not going
say-
like legit
I
from
say
the country.
va a lot.
Like New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't say ciao.
That's
I
an
hate
interesting
that.
question. Am I going to have to beep that out?
Yes.
Bada bing, bada boom?
No, not bada bing, bada boom. Bafang-
Nah.
I mean, we would scream that back and forth at work to each other, so nobody really picked up on that.
And it's
Yeah.
Italian for what, Phil?
Let's go yourself. Shove it up your ass. Just
Yeah, the fingers. You got to do the fingers. That's the key part of it. Mafangu.
Oh man, we've been, because we are working in the same spot, and if we have a similar shift, Downtown parking is a mess. It's an absolute mess, and you have to pay to park, or it's 2 hours, and you got to move your car and set your timer and put in quarters and all that nonsense. So because of that, if we have a similar shift, because we only live 15 minutes down the road, we're driving together to work. And if Phil is driving and doesn't like the way that somebody else is driving, the fingers go up.
Do they?
Like there's one hand on the wheel and the fingers go up, and yes, and
I don't
come out of
nobody in my family really does that. It's the weird thing. I mean, my grandpa was probably the only one who would relatively do something like that, but that's just something just happened. When I got mad, and I told you, I don't know if I've ever told you that too, but like the scar on my hand too, like when I used to get mad, I would bite it as a kid, and it just left a forever long lasting scar. But you know how some Italians, they'll bite their knuckle, and when they get pissed off, I don't know if you ever had a family member that ever did that. No. Okay. Well, that's more so an Italian thing.
You told me about that.
Knuckle.
Like, that's some psycho.
Yep.
It's not some psycho. My brother would torment the out of me as a kid, and
yeah, it's rooted from somewhere. That's not
exactly,
unnatural. It's not like it's a nature versus nurture thing. That there's no nature in biting the out of your hand when you're angry or stressed out. That has to come from somewhere. It's deep rooted inside of you.
Has to manifest from something and somewhere over a course of time.
You need to find out where that came from.
It's a bloodline thing. It is a fact. It is a bloodline thing.
Really?
It is a bloodline thing.
Like the Irish and drinking?
Just like the Irish and drinking.
That's where I blame my drinking from.
That's fine.
It might be because I look at all my family back in Philly. I mean, they're all my dad died at 56 maybe? I don't know. Dad with air quotes from alcoholism. He killed him.
Yeah.
So I eased up on it, but
I once had a family member I did not know, great uncle or something, who died in the snow because he tried to walk home from being so drunk and ended up getting hypothermia or something and died.
He was trying to be responsible, which is the unfortunate part. Not driving.
Is it a close family member? Like, I don't know.
No. Like I said, it's a great uncle and something. I don't know.
Okay, because a smile almost broke then, because it was kind of.
No, it's not. I'm not protecting the names to.
I was like,
or I'm not hiding the names
God.
to protect the innocent, if that's what you will call that person. But
see, my drunk ass, if I was stumbling home in the snow, I would at least attempt to build somewhat of a igloo to pass out in. I get quite crafty when I get drunk.
Yeah, but I would just run. But if you're like to the point where you just pass out anywhere, like you explained to us on the last pod on the side of, then you don't have time to creatively put together a igloo to save your drunk ass.
Yeah, I guess it depends how drunk I actually am.
Yeah, there's a certain point there.
He could have drank the water to sober it up for the snow.
There you go.
No, but don't you have to do something different. It's kind of like drinking like pond water or something. You have to like boil it first and kill everything in it, and then drink it.
Man, when we were kids, we used to eat the snow. When we'd be playing hockey on the pond, because you get to the pond as soon as the sun comes up, and you're playing hockey on that frozen pond until the sun goes down. And the only way to keep yourself hydrated was to eat the snow.
And if you get the top layer of snow, I mean, snow that hasn't been touched yet, I mean, it doesn't really have a chance to be contaminated or.
Never seen so.
The videos that you see where people, take a scoop. I mean, they take a full scoop and they scoop up the bottom part where obviously people have probably walked over before, and then they show you it melted and it's just like, pond water. But yeah, you can eat the top level of snow or, I mean, still drink pond water. It's not.
That's the one mistake I made though. One time
you can't
I drank the pond water. There's a hole in the pond. I'm like, man, this is so cold and refreshing looking. And I took a sip of that and I was throwing up for days.
Yep.
I had something. It was bad. So only ate the top layer of snow. Never ever anything from a pond.
That's more or less where I was going with that.
If it was a dire situation to where you had to be a survivalist and you
still have to have it.
Listen, feller, if you do not have a way, if you are like deathly just, I have to have something to drink, and you come up to a pond, you're telling me you don't take a sip of that pond. You're telling me that you would rather die of thirst?
It depends on how long I'm out there for.
No.
Have you seen that show Alone on the History Channel? If you haven't seen Alone on the History Channel, it's amazing. They drop like 7 people out in different locations throughout the world. The last one I saw was up in the Alaskan chain of islands, and it's the most remote areas, like upper Vancouver type thing. And you have a choice. They give you a list of like 20 different supplies, and you can choose like 6 or 7 of them. They choose them, they're dropped, and they're basically left out there to survive. They have an emergency radio or phone, satellite phone, and when you tap out, you call the phone, they come up and pick you up. But the person who survives the longest out there and finds a way to live off the land and do all this, they win, I don't know, a couple $100,000, $250,000, something like that. It's a really cool show because they're just left to figure out how to survive, build shelters.
But they give them a phone?
Well, that's their way of tapping out. That's the only way of knowing.
How do they keep it charged?
That's a good point.
Does it come with Snake? Is it
I'm
like
sure,
a razor phone?
I'm sure it's
one of those big ass satellites.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like a satellite phone that's charged.
Yeah, it's turned off.
But what I was saying was there was you remember Bear Grylls?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, Bear Grylls.
I never liked him.
I really.
There was another. What was the other show called? There was another show that a guy who did the same thing.
The what was, Phil?
Bear Grylls had the film crew with him and all this. But this other guy, God, what was the name of it? There's another guy.
They all have film crews with them. You have to see.
No, that was the beauty of this other show. This other guy had his own film equipment, and he had to record himself. So he was truly on his own, surviving off the land. Where Bear Grylls had a film crew and all that. He could be like, "Hey, I'm eating a snake and this iguana," but he's really eating protein bars on the side.
But you're not. Yeah, but he's still. You still see him put a snake into his mouth after he cut it open. Like, I'm not doing that on TV. I'm not doing that. Period.
Right.
But have you seen Naked and Afraid?
Yeah, I don't like that show.
No, it's not.
That one's legit. That one is legit. That one is legit. Yes, it is absolutely legit.
But that's more reality show, isn't it?
It is. That's how I've always seen it.
No. They do the same thing to where they drop a man and a woman in a remote location with, nothing. They literally have to strip down nothing. And then they give them a map. They say, you have to go here. Then they have to build everything from scratch. And they just have to survive. And you see the transformation, like their weight loss that they lose in the span, I think it's 27 days that they're out there on their own. And some people lose like 20 pounds, 25 pounds in that span because they couldn't find food, or they just have to eat like a coconut or anything that they can find. But I was always just intrigued by that, and I love that show. But could you imagine stumbling across that show? You just like walking in the woods, and you're just like, it's a naked dude right there.
Naked people. Well, and I was going to go to the point I was going to say is we're going to run out of remote bases to drop people because of all of these shows that we've been doing for years, whether it's Survivor, whether it's Man vs. Wild, Naked and Afraid. Like, good Lord, there's like no more. At some point, you're right. Somebody's going to it's not going to be remote, and they're going to build a house there or something. And next thing you know, you're walking outside. You're like, what is this naked doing in my yard?
I actually saw a behind the scenes video of Survivor. And obviously Survivor's been around forever, but if you see the amount of production crew that they have for that show, it takes away from the entire, like I have a whole just different perspective of that show now. I think it's all complete bullshit now. There was literally about 50 production crews and cameras just surrounding like for their challenges. Ridiculous.
That's a reality show. That's a
reality show.
Yes. Right. They essentially do like a American Gladiators obstacle course, but just drop you in the Fiji Islands or something, and just they set up a studio there and just tell you to go from here to here to here and do this challenge, do that challenge. You're on teams, and it's exactly what it is. It's a reality show that just takes place in these exotic spots now.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Now, how did we get here?
Malfungu.
I think that's where it's.
I don't get mad when I drive. If I got a guy who cuts me off or does something absolutely ridiculous, I just go, man, there's stupid people in this world. Just let them go. and hang back and do your thing, man, because there's too much crazy there where people pulling out guns because you flip somebody off who cuts you off, and it's not worth it. I'm in Zen mode when I drive.
You're better than I.
Yeah, Ferris is the one. I mean, you look at the back window, you cut him off. It's this Slender Man looking mother with his hands going all over the place.
Yeah,
He's like one of those air balloons in front of the
wavy,
the wavy.
Man. Yeah,
Those are his hands going.
you just never know who you're gonna run into.
That's true. That is true.
Not
So
worth it.
I'm bound to be like the first shot on the road here.
I carry a gun in my car too. I'm still not messing around with people.
Oh, I mean, you're smart. I recut someone off yesterday on my,
Recut?
my drive. I mean, obviously, I
recut.
drive a hybrid. I understand left lane, fast lane. It's the passing lane. Do not just sit your ass in the left lane and go the speed limit, or even if it's 10 minutes or 10 miles an hour over, get your ass over. If you
That's not the
are
case
not passing
anymore,
anyone, it is the
The
case.
slow
It
lane is now the fast lane. Especially on
That
I-4.
is when I'll rage, man, because that is my biggest pet peeve in the entire planet is
That's
driving
Ferris.
slow in the left
It's
lane.
Ferris. It's
God.
Ferris.
Wait,
it's
wait.
Ferris.
Oh,
Oh no!
Our
I didn't drive
entire
slow in the
way-
fast lane.
Our entire way to Clearwater, you were in that left lane, and there were people, and I didn't say anything, but there were people on your ass, and I mean whipping around you, and then like getting back in the left lane.
I was
And
going
the left
85
lane
and somebody was following
doesn't
me.
doesn't matter.
It
If
doesn't
somebody's
matter.
on your ass, man, you get over. I'm
Left
hyper
lane?
aware of anybody who's behind me when I'm in
Yes.
that left lane. That left lane is 90 to 100. I mean, if somebody's behind me or approaching, I'm making sure
I
I'm
get over.
so
Left
hyper
lane
aware
is
because I want others to
passing
be
lane.
hyper aware.
I don't remember
Yes.
anybody being on my tail that like I remember the person that was following us that was on my tail, but that's because they were following us there. But I don't remember anybody. If somebody is riding my ass, especially on I-4 like that, and I'm in the left lane, I get over when I can.
We were driving back from
But
me.
I don't remember me just sitting there and going. I wasn't going 45 and an 80.
No, I know you weren't going 45, but
85
it doesn't.
and
It doesn't
70.
matter. Left
Me,
lane
Mary.
is the passing lane.
We're driving back from Maine. She took over driving for a little bit, and the first thing I said to her, I'm like, I'm gonna fall asleep. Stay in the right lane. I'm like, if anybody comes up behind you in the left lane, get over, because it infuriates me. She knows it. If I'm driving and
doesn't.
somebody's there, and you look ahead, if you're stuck behind somebody who's going slow in the left lane, and you look ahead, and there's like nobody above them, and then you look behind you and you see the trail of cars, one person doing that can up
Yeah.
the traffic flow for miles.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Oh,
And I get
now I'm mad.
you go 10 miles an hour over after. Like I understand that. But there's someone going 20 miles an hour
Yeah.
over the
Get out
speed
of the
limit
way.
behind you.
Yep.
A left lane is always like the passing lane. If you're not
Yeah.
passing someone, you go in the middle lane.
Yeah.
And then
That's no
obviously
longer the case on I-4. The
and
far
you're the
right
problem.
lane.
You are the problem.
No, the far right lane is the passing lane now.
What?
No.
Have you
No.
driven
Far
on
right-
I-4?
Far right lane is the slow lane. On I-4,
It's not
it's the
though.
Wild West. I-4
It's
is
not,
the
though.
Wild West. It is every man for himself on I-4, but we still have rules to abide by. Left
Hold
lane
on.
is the fast lane.
Do you know why
I
the
know,
right
I'm
lane?
fully aware of that, but I use the right lane because nobody adheres to that in the left lane anymore. Because
That would be the
everybody
only
drives
reason.
so slow in the left lane, so you have to
Yes.
pass in the right lane.
I will say that I drove on
That is
I-4 a couple
100%
weeks ago for
happened.
the first time in a long time, and I had to use the right lane to haul ass because there were
Yes.
too many assholes on
That's
the
what I'm
far
talking
left
about.
lane who were
Thank you.
clogging things up.
Okay, but that's not the thing. It's not
It's
how
not
it
the
works.
thing.
No, that's what we're all saying. The exact
But
same.
Here, there's so many people who don't understand it that they clog up
Correct.
the left lane, which
Yeah.
somehow frees up the right lane and makes it opposite. It's
Right.
the most Florida thing ever.
Right, we're
Because
all
the
saying
right
the
lane
exact
is
same
where
thing.
the exits are. Right lane
No.
is where the exits are.
Nobody,
right lane?
nobody see like you can drive. The best example that I can give is you can drive from downtown to Kissimmee.
Mhm.
You know the traffic that takes place from about Disney Springs to Champions Gate?
It's a show there, yeah.
Correct. And it's wall-to-wall traffic, right? You could pass a majority of that traffic in the right lane until you get to the incoming on-ramps.
Yeah,
Because
I lived
nobody
out there.
knows how to f***ing merge. So then you have to work your way over because that's then where the traffic lanes according to how we're supposed to do things, and the right lane's a slow lane, this, that, and the other is set, and then you can start to move on that left lane.
But that's called a local hack. That's a local hack. That is people who are locals who understand how that all works, and then those people go through the right lane.
That's how it works here, and that's how it works. Like, especially on I-4 from here to Tampa, that right lane, from everything that I've noticed now, is more the passing lane than the left. I'm not.
I'm saying everyone's south of Orlando, and you know how I feel about Miamians. Looney Tunes.
Turnpike and 95 are all the legit left lane.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
but I will say that I will agree that I was driving to Sanford about 2 or 3 weeks ago from where I'm at. Haven't been through I-4 in a long time, and was shocked to see the right lane wide open. I'm like, well, f- it, I'm going right lane and hauling ass. So it was so bizarre to me, but it's because nobody knows what the hell they're doing.
Idiots. That's why I get so infuriated driving. I cannot stand it. People piss me off. I mean, it's gotten to the point to where, I mean, my music controls how I drive. That's why I will put on some two cellos in my car. I will calm down.
My son loves two cellos.
Two cellos is amazing. And that shit calms you down. I will just put that on and people will pass me and I'll be like, okay, that's completely fine. But if I'm listening to some Linkin Park, you better get the out of my way, stay out of the left lane, let me pass you.
You know what I do? I always
I'm cutting your ass back off.
When I pass that person who's going slow in the left lane, I look over and I'm like, I'm taking note of what kind of person that is.
And that's fine. That's fine. And I will.
A pattern. I'm not going to say what that pattern is, but there's a pattern of people when you look over and say, who is this asshole? Okay, check.
And it goes into your mental tally.
Yeah,
it goes into your mental tally.
It's always the
majority of the time, from what I've noticed, it's people on their phones now.
All right, you can take that route, but I'm taking a different. I'm not going to say what that route is, but I always tell my wife, I said, hey, I bet you this is blank, 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 blank. And she goes, oh, come on. And I'll say, this is not based off of opinion or stereotype. This is based solely off of
statistical analysis.
Observation. It's observation. If you
and
look to the left,
about right almost always.
About this, what you're seeing to the left of you with these people, and 99 times out of 100, it fits the same profile. That's fact. That's scientific fact.
I'm the person who will pass someone, take a mental note of the car, and I will make damn sure that car does not pass me again. Just like the BMW that cut me off yesterday. I am. I will just poke the bear and poke the bear. And I am the person just waiting for the sweet justice of him trying to fly by me, and a cop pulls him over, or I'm waiting for him to slam into a pole. I get road rage that bad. If someone cuts me off, I'm like, you're dead to me.
When you're able to finally pass that slow person in the left lane who's holding up miles of traffic, and you get to the point to where you finally pass them, I'll cut them off like bumper scraping style. And then you speed up, and then I love it when that sends the message of them going, oh, this guy really cut me off. Maybe I shouldn't be in this lane. And then you see the blinker go on and they get over. I'm like, thank you. Like, it took that action from me to go, hey, asshole, I'm going to cut you off, for them to go, I need to get over.
But you know what they haven't created yet? And I've been asking for this for years, is a polite horn. Why is there no polite horns? There's no horn. It's either a little meep or a deep honk, or the train honks now. There's nothing that's polite. That's like, hey, I'm just trying to get your attention. Like if you're at a red light and it turns green and the person doesn't go in front of you, there's no nice way of being like, hey, like the light's green. It's either the fucking light is green and you honk your horn, and that's how your horn protrudes like what your thoughts are.
I try to do two very quick beep, 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 but it's so hard to get the pressure right to just do a quick tap, tap. Just sort of a, hey, just tapping in the shoulder, not like a full boom. But you're right.
No nice horn to be like, hey, just heads up, the light screen. I'm not trying to be a dick, but the light screen.
You both are a bunch of assholes and Nancy's at the same time.
Cadences of the horn that need to be.
I just get mad and curse in the car to myself. You two are cutting people off bumper style. Remember,
you have to correct the situation.
And then all of a sudden talk about a polite horn. What the is wrong with you two?
I just like things to be done right. If people
Yeah.
all drove right, then I wouldn't have a
That's not
reason to
gonna
be
happen
upset.
in this world.
But
Somebody
especially
needs to
in
tell
Florida.
the person who's going 10 miles below the speed limit in the left lane that they're
So,
not
okay,
doing
so-
it right. So if you look over and try to make
Correct.
eye contact, I'll go like this, like move
so what
over.
I would like,
If they don't see me, I'm cutting them off so they get it.
so what I would like is on the window an
LED
flip book
thing.
of sorts. Yes, or an LED that explains to them why you are upset with them.
Yes. Yeah. I
Your
thought about
electric
that
in
a
your car
million
doesn't work
times.
anyways.
That's
Putting
true,
an
Mike.
LED message board on the back window that just says move over, you're in the fast lane or something like that.
I wish that was a thing.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
They do have
your
them.
blinker's still on, or hey, your gas cap is open, and hey, don't, I don't know.
Your high beams
Idiot.
are on. It's hard.
I saw one that it was it's a handprint on the back. It's a LED handprint, and then when you push it, it turns to a middle finger. So you can either just wave or
Nice.
it turns to a middle finger, which I love. And I mean, you have to have a truck in order to have that. My little hybrid
Does it go
can't
like
do
this
anything.
too?
They do have ones like that. They do have the Italian ones too.
Nice.
But
That's awesome.
yeah, just drive right. You have to think of it as like if you're in a corporation too. Just if you're trained right, they're going to do the right things. Why can't we just? I feel like driving tests these days are a joke, are an absolute joke. Cool, parallel park. You didn't hit the cone. Here's your license. Have a nice day. You're over 90. Cool. You see that sign in big bold letters, 4 feet in front of you. Yep. Cool. Here's your license. Here you go. There's nothing that is like an absolute pinpoint. You're a good driver, but if you're a bad driver, they still give you the license anyways.
Driving school is like regular school where they teach you the things they sort of need to teach you, but don't teach you the fundamental things that you need to know. Like in school, they don't teach you about financing, how to manage your bills
True.
and
Very
budget.
true.
That's the same way. Here, parallel
Very
park.
true.
But
Is
during COVID,
driving school online now?
school online. So now, how-
Is it?
you could
It
legit
is,
get
it
your
is.
license
Well,
without
it's
a actual
legitimately
test.
online.
Yes,
You do
my
not have to get in a
stepson-
car with somebody else and drive with them.
My stepson is 17. He's taking his driver's ed course through West Orange High School online. And I was telling Mary, I'm
How
like,
is that a
how is he
thing?
doing it? She's like, I don't know. They just
No,
teach them
that's
the rules and the laws, and then that's it.
And
They
it's just
don't
like
see how you-
online school.
like,
no,
They
online
don't know.
school
They
now
don't see
is
you
just
get
a
into a
joke.
car and put your seatbelt on and check your mirrors and do all the things that you were taught. And wow,
They'll tell you how to angle your tires when you're parked on the side of a curb on a hill, but they won't tell you not to stay out of the left lane. It's horse.
Stay out of the left lane. Stay out. I mean, by the time, what? Your son grows up, everything will just be self-driving. So
That's true.
I think in the next 10 years, everything will be self-driving anyways. So he'll be fine. But I hope the computers understand it's not running on Windows 98 and it has that algorithm of left lane is a passing lane.
I would never be able to relinquish control to an AI computer. I need control when driving. There's no way. No way. I would never feel. I can't sit in the passenger seat of my own car without getting all antsy. I can't do it.
Same. I have to drive everywhere. Ferris is a good driver. If I know you're a good driver, like my mom surprisingly is a great driver. I trust her. My sister,
I don't
terrible.
trust my mom driving at all.
I can't. I have to drive. Gives me anxiety. It's just, or you see them do one thing wrong once, and you're like, I got to drive.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Don't like putting my life in other people's hands. That's why I hate flying. I need control of just my life.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you can have control of a flying car down the road. That'll
That's
just
never gonna
combine all of
happen.
it. You don't think so?
No, they've been saying that for decades. I remember when I
True.
was like 8 or 9 years old, checking
Watching
out
the
books in the
Jetsons.
library. I did watch the Jetsons, but
Love the
I
Jetsons.
forgot about that.
checking out books in the library about like things you're going to see in the future. And this is like mid 1980s. And it's like, oh, by 1995 or 2000, we're going to have flying cars. We're going to have all this. Every generation has the future will be like this. But flying cars have been a part of all of those theories of what the future will be like for every generation. Well, back in the 50s, well, flying cars by the 70s. And flying cars are never going to happen.
But
You wanna know
in the
why?
past, 20 years, it has actually made that advance. We could make flying cars. I mean, we have jetpacks now. We have people flying jetpacks.
But we don't have like
We'll have drones in the sky
consistently
delivering packages before we have cars.
right.
That's
But
already
we'll never have
happening.
flying cars because of fucking gravity. That's like the biggest key to all of this is gravity.
We have
Well, it's the
rockets going
fuel,
up to
it's
space.
The propulsion
understand
systems
that.
to keep you up.
But to
The fuel
consistently
cost.
put somebody in a car and drive a flying car around, how can you do that? Not like a drone, not like a rocket. The
Like
reason
a
it hasn't come up
helicopter.
with because gravity is still the biggest factor.
Magnets.
But then if you do it like then we have to install magnets on every roadway and redo every
We had to
roadway
install
in
tar.
the-
We had to put
Gravity
tar on every
propulsion.
roadway.
You use gravity.
not
to
every
advantage.
roadway. There's still a large part of this.
You know
country that still has
damn well they'll
dirt
find a way.
roads and
Dude, they made this. They made
they'll find
their
a way.
phone,
I don't
laptop,
disagree with you.
camera.
I don't disagree with you, but the argument that I make is it's been saying it's happening for years. To Boyce's point, I believe, happening for years, but still the biggest factor in that all is gravity.
And when it does happen, and it's
Comes down
perfected,
to
it's
that.
going to the military first.
Oh yeah, they probably are already have it.
Space Force.
Gravity propulsion is the next thing. Using gravity as a propulsion wave, where gravity bends space-time. It bends to the point where it propels an object. Those are theories about UFOs. That's a different subject. I think we've already hit on.
Put on
Yeah.
UFOs, yeah.
Kind of.
Well, that was our what's the classified as drivers ed instructors.
There you go. Good spin.
we would suck.
That just yep. The topic we were actually going to discuss today was a very important one in the world of news at the current time. Look on the news, there is a lot happening. People being arrested, controversy,
We're taking a risk by talking
are.
about this topic because it's a very
cancel culture,
we might
politics.
get canceled.
There's a lot of news in the world right now, but none, absolutely none, more important than
And divisive as
correct
Oh, I'm
the
hungry.
hierarchy and ranking of the fast food chicken sandwich.
boom. It's about to go down.
Gentlemen, be prepared.
All right,
Top
let's,
three,
Let's
go.
just start with it's so hard. All right, listen. You know me and Popeyes. When Popeyes first came out, everybody at work,
Top three, go. Just boom.
Oh,
the Popeyes, the one chicken sandwich I had from McDonald's yesterday, Chick-fil-A.
Okay, Phil.
I will forever put Chick-fil-A up front. And the reason being is, come on,
Go.
God bless the hell. Like, okay, Chick-fil-A, Popeyes, Wendy's.
Okay, I will go Popeyes, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A.
Okay,
I need to try
now,
Wendy's again.
to my point in being, the reason I will put Chick-fil-A over all of them is because I will guaranteed be getting my food within 3 minutes of me ordering it. I will guarantee
it's a pleasure or thank you or what do they have to
my
say?
pleasure. With
My
a
pleasure,
very happy my pleasure, and people come
That's
out
nice.
in the rain to take my order. They give my dog a dog treat. I will forever go to Chick-fil-A because of their service. I don't care about their political opinion, their views. I just want quick fast food, and Chick-fil-A provides that with some damn good sauce. And now they have created that viral video of, cool, take the chicken out of your sandwich, throw it into the bag, drop your favorite sauce in your bag, shake it up, and then just slap it back on your bun.
My
That
Chick-fil-A
way
here
you're
in
not
Winter
sitting there, like,
Garden,
dipping it.
I think they hire every high school cheerleader and football player. Everyone you go there is
Oh,
in
they
high
all do.
school,
Yep.
but they're all the preppy, good-looking ones, and everything's done efficiently, and it's odd. But yeah, Chick-fil-A until Popeyes was number one. But
Popeyes is phenomenal.
I've got to say, Popeyes is in a different category.
No, but no,
Popeyes-
it's not. That's part of the argument. It's
Popeyes
fast
puts
food.
the whole chicken in there. That chicken
Oh,
breast
shame.
is mammoth.
and
and
it
it's-
tastes the
Chicken's
same
amazing.
and fantastic every fucking time. It's amazing how they do it.
Yeah. But everybody else has this sort of thin patty, but man, you can't compare to Popeye how thick that thing is. Some of them put mayo on and some of them don't. Does Wendy's put mayo on their chicken sandwich?
The one that I'm referring to is their spicy chicken sandwich that they've had for years prior to this new one that I'm probably going to actually have after this pod, which they add like cheese and bacon and jalapenos and the whole nine.
That's that's a different category too.
That's the one that they're putting out there on the news right now to compete with the McDonald's one that you said. But the classic one they have is the spicy chicken sandwich that was just good for years. I believe they do put mayonnaise on.
McDonald's one though, you have the option of the regular one and the deluxe one. The deluxe comes with lettuce, whatever, tomato, and all that crap. I said no, I want the regular one because that compares everything else. I can compare it to everything else by saying I just want the basic. I want your buns, and I want your chicken and your pickles on it, which they did as well. And I may have gotten, based off of posting that on Facebook and seeing the comments, I may have been there at the right place in the right time, got the best day, the best cooked, but it was phenomenal. And the same thing is happening with the Popeyes. My first Popeye sandwich was unreal. I got it. I pulled over into a parking lot, like a Publix parking lot, and sat there, and I didn't leave for about 15 minutes afterwards. The second one didn't compare to it. But
interesting.
I
tried the first one at work, and I remember I asked my coworker at the time to pick me up one. That was during like the first like massive craze of Popeyes.
Yeah,
she waited like an hour and a half.
You got a T-shirt?
I got a Popeyes T-shirt. Yeah,
go get it right now
for Mary. All right.
And with that, I was thinking we all should get together. I stop at Popeyes, you stop at Chick-fil-A, Boy stops at McDonald's, and then we actually eat all three.
I will say this. Well, I'm totally down for that. 100%.
I'm hungry.
I am too. I will say now though, and I'll say it when Boys gets back. I had the McDonald's crispy chicken sandwich that they're putting on TV right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible.
Don't tell him that.
Oh, I will.
No, don't tell him that. It's gonna break his heart.
I just want to see this shirt.
All right, hold on.
Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Popeye shirt. Yeah. Yes.
What the hell?
I love it.
I got that, I think, for Christmas from my wife.
Oh, I thought it came with the sandwich, but that's awesome.
She is for some holiday, either my birthday or Christmas. She got it for me.
That is amazing.
Cheating Popeyes.
Well done. So as I was just telling Phil, and we're going to switch, well, not going to switch gears, but switch companies a bit. The McDonald's one, terrible.
I must have gotten a good one on a good day.
I had it last week, I want to say, because you've been seeing that on TV, and they're in a competition right now, and I stopped by to have it. I try not to eat McDonald's unless it's a McFlurry.
Yeah,
it's just ew. But I tried it. I think it was the spicy one. Do they have a spicy one?
They do.
I'm sure they do. Yeah.
Yes. Terrible.
Did you get a deluxe with lettuce and tomato and all that on it?
Didn't know they had it.
Okay.
But
you're spicy. Where did you get it? I think location is important too.
A Popka one. I mean, they're all about the same, so I'm not going to bash on any particular McDonald's in the area. But it wasn't that it was like bad meat or it wasn't that it was badly prepared or it gave me the shits or anything like that. It was just it was bland. It was just there.
You gotta ask for extra sauce.
There was nothing about it that was like, oh, I'm coming back to get this. It was.
I did put
like
mayo
Popeye's
on it.
One is just you get a fucking full chicken.
Yeah.
Throw a little pickles on there and either the mayonnaise or the spicy sauce they have, and it's what you're getting every time, and it tastes fantastic.
I love mayo on my chicken sandwich. So when I got home from McDonald's, I did put mayo on the sandwich. So I did alter the sandwich.
See?
That's what made it good.
You didn't come in as it's originally served.
That's true. But I don't do that to Chick-fil-A. I don't put mayo on it. I just eat it.
No,
as
I don't
it is.
Yeah.
Theirs is greasier though. That's the thing about Chick-fil-A chicken. It tastes great, but it's a little greasier.
I usually always get the chicken nuggets from there. No,
I
you
like
don't
the nuggets.
chicken sandwiches.
I don't eat fast food. I'm healthy.
Taco Bell.
Nope, doesn't count.
You won't stop.
I had Taco Bell last night again. Maybe that's why I went into a coma and woke up at noon.
It's 100% why you went into a coma.
I was just exhausted, tired, long week. Ended with some Taco Bell. I slept for like 10 hours.
Slept
Felt
for 11.
great. You still look tired.
That's what Xanax and whiskey will do to a guy.
Okay.
There
I don't condone that, kids. Thank you.
Is there any other chicken sandwiches out there in the fast food realm that don't incorporate? Like, does Burger King have one?
They have to. Burger King's one of the more underrated fast food joints. Their burgers are actually pretty damn good. Their Whoppers,
well, they came out with the Impossible Whopper too. I haven't tried that. I've been on that Impossible kick for a while, and actually damn good. Like Starbucks, their Impossible breakfast sandwich is amazing. I will get that. It's so much better than their regular sandwiches.
I'm waiting about 3 years before all that Impossible meat comes out to see what sort of effects it has on people. That's just weird.
You are somebody that will, whether it's like the COVID vaccination or chicken sandwiches or burgers or Impossible meat or whatever, that you're like, I'm gonna wait a hot minute, which is, I think it's smart. I'm not bashing this in the slightest bit, but you're like, oh, this like new hybrid flying car, I'm gonna wait about 3 years to the test dummies try it out, and it's the highest rated crash car in the world or something. Yeah. You're that type of person.
Debate with my daughter this morning about the COVID vaccine. I'm like, I'm going to wait a bit on that. That happened too quick. There's no proof it works. You can't prove it works. If you don't get it, you just don't get it. But,
sure, I'm sure it works if it has been rolled out to everyone. It's not just a placebo. It could just very well be a placebo.
Be politicized. You don't know. I don't know.
I'm not going to get it because I know I'm not getting it because I was exposed numerous times to COVID and I did not get it, and I feel phenomenal. I feel great, fine. Nothing wrong with me.
I think I was one of the. I did COVID before it became cool. Is sort of my. I think I had it in.
Do you have a shirt for that? Like you have a shirt
late January and February of 2020. Remember when I was at work and I was sick as hell? Even one of our coworkers, who's the most straight-laced guy in the world, just the bald-headed guy. Was like, man, I've never seen you so sick before. And I said, I've never been so sick before. The respiratory thing I had, I was out of work for like 2 or 3. I was out for 2 weeks, came back for barely a week, and was out for a week again. I'm like, I've never had anything like this in my life. Then about a month or 2 later, COVID comes out. So I'm like, all right, did I have COVID?
That was back in January, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
January, that's when I had mine too. That's when
I
had mine too, and I couldn't shake it for weeks.
Yeah, it was
just
brutal.
Yeah, you're right.
All respiratory.
You both did, yeah.
Yeah. So
boys probably gave it to me. Dick.
Probably good. Sorry.
Stop making up.
It's those good morning hugs.
Those good morning hugs.
Have we established anything with a chicken sandwich at this time?
It's hard. Everybody's got their own opinion on that. It's too difficult.
I would go Popeyes because Boise to where it's legit chicken. Yes, it's worth. I don't know what the wait is like now, but if I can go to Popeyes in the next,
you can just drive right
before work, then
it's great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay,
it's juicy.
I recommend it.
I like
it's
juicy chicken.
Love it.
It's legit chicken.
Love
yes.
It. Yeah. Cool.
Even Chick-fil-A has it, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah, but it's the only one with mayo. Unless you order spicy. Is that what you're saying? Spicy doesn't come with mayo?
Spicy doesn't come with the mayo. It comes with their spicy sauce, which is fantastic. I love that.
Probably the same as mayo. It's a spicy. It's probably made from soybean oil and eggs.
Love it. Love it. But do you feel bad for Chick-fil-A? Because it's chicken in a sense is in their name, and they don't rank as the best chicken sandwich. Well, according to us. I don't know where exactly.
They provide the best service. They provide damn good food.
Their drive-thrus are efficient. They're quick. Yep. I want to know how they make that much, because the one here in Winter Garden constantly has a line around the entire building.
All of them do.
Where does all that chicken come from? The buildings aren't that big when you compare the seating areas to the kitchen areas. How much chicken do they have back there? Where are they coming from? And who actually eats inside of a Chick-fil-A? Have you
I
ever
do.
eaten
Well,
inside
not
of a
now
Chick-fil-A?
because of
I
the
do, all the
times,
time.
but yes, people did, and people do now, but because it's safer and less, COVID risk to go through the drive-through, that's what people are preferring now. And a lot of them have, I believe, have actually closed there. Like Starbucks, you can't sit inside of a Starbucks right now. Just sit
You
outside.
know what I call a person
Which
who's afraid to
is
sit
fine.
inside of a Chick-fil-A?
Oh my God. Here we go.
Chicken. You're a
It's their
chicken.
second word.
No, you're a chicken because you can't sit inside a Chick-fil-A. A coward. A chicken. You're a chicken. Where did that even come from? Somebody's afraid to do something, you call him a chicken. No? All right.
Jesus.
As my
right.
wife says, nobody makes me laugh like me.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that. And you are a funny guy.
There are times where I'm
You are
laughing
a
for
funny guy.
no reason. Mary would just see me laughing. She'd be like, man, you just made yourself laugh, didn't you? I'm like, yes. There's about 2 or 3 times a day I make myself crack up. And it's my own internal thoughts, which from the outside perspective, I would look like an insane person. Why is he just sitting there laughing by himself? Oh, he made himself laugh by something he was thinking every day.
Hold up the shirt one last time. This is our vote. As a collective, we are
Team
Team
Popeyes.
Popeyes chicken sandwich. And it has 4-leaf clovers on it. Where did you get an Irish? I didn't realize that until you just hold it up again.
I didn't either.
Why does it have
Mary.
clovers on it?
I have no clue.
Popeyes
Weird
is
on St. Patty's Day.
A Louisiana down home style, Cajun place, and it has clovers on it. I love it.
Trying to
Irish
capitalize on
Cajuns.
Amazon or something. Who knows?
Mary is absolutely brilliant. That is a
She is, man.
fantastic shirt.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in to yet another audio debacle. That is the Adolf Lads podcast. Please comment, rate us on Apple Podcasts, on our website, on Instagram, on Spotify, Google, all of those spots. We are now on all of them. So if you get a chance, please drop us a line. If you didn't know, you can go on the lateofflads.com. And if you have a topic that you want to hear us discuss, you can plug that in. It's on the homepage. You just scroll down and it will automatically send us an email to which we will review and put in a little chart that we have that we can kind of go over the various topics. Instagram, Facebook, and all those other places is where you can reach us. But thank you all for the continued support. We greatly appreciate it. Anything else, gents?
Happy Monday.
Happy
For
Monday.
all you suckers who have to work.
Suckers.
Yeah, I gotta go to work.
Sucker.
St. Patrick's Day coming up. Be safe. Have fun.
Happy St. Patrick's Day was in the past.
What?
It was in the past.
Yeah, because when they listen to it, it'll have passed by them.
Hope you guys had a great St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
Hope it was filled with green.
I'll just have
I
to
hope
cut
this
it.
ages well too.
No, don't cut it. You're not cutting this part. We wish
Okay, bye.
everybody a happy St. Patrick's Day. We're going to say, we hope you had a great St. Patrick's Day.
We hope
That's
you
the
ate great. Go to work, Phil. Thanks,
Go to
gents.
work. I will.
All right.
Thanks for listening to the Laid Off Lads podcast. And if you're hiring, well, you know where to find us.